and I imagine there's a huge amount of excitement for yourself heading into this season. I mean, can you talk us about that excitement, what you are experiencing?
Oh, obviously for the team, we're incredibly excited to be playing. We've had a longer pre-season than we've had in previous years, so there's been a bigger build-up. A lot of work's gone into this season, and obviously for myself, incredibly excited to be back out there, put the boots on again and be running around with the team. But yeah, we're just really looking forward to what this season's going to bring.
There's been a lot of talk around sort of a slight adjustment in role for yourself. Can you talk us through that and how you're enjoying it and what you envisage that being during the season?
Yeah, well, this little adjustment probably started well over a year ago, and when Daniel Pratt came in, he looked at giving me a bit of a role off half back at times throughout the game, and then obviously Michael has come into as our head coach, and he's a former backline coach as well. He liked the idea of me playing a little bit off back as well, so we've just played around with that throughout pre-season, and it just gives us another look if we want to use it throughout the season.
What's Michael's impact been like?
He's great. He's brought a really good energy to the team. He's quite level. He's quietly spoken when he first came to the side. He built good relationships within the team and the girls and got to know them. But he's been really level for us. He brings a good energy. I like the trust and enthusiasm he puts into our game plan and trusts us that we're going to execute what he's coaching. And he's just been great. He's been a breath of fresh air for us, and we were excited to have him on board.
Spoke about you guys being a developing side still. I imagine as players you're hungry to win every game. I mean, do you have a sense of how you're placed and are you genuine chances in every game that you go into, and can you push that top four spot?
Yeah, well, I think we're just really focused on the processes at the moment, and we still do have a very young developing side. We've got some experience there as well, and our list every year gets stronger and stronger, and we're excited by the talent that we have brought in, and Charlie Thomas and Courtney Rowley as well, and then you add in, of course, the girls Bella Lewis and Michaela Bowen, and then the depth that we've added through the sign and trade period with Evie Gooch and Amy Schmidt, and obviously Gilly coming back. So we feel like we've got some really good depth in our side, but at this stage, we're just looking at the processes. We're just looking at taking it game by game, and we're not putting a ceiling on our potential at all, but we'll just see where we're placed at the end of the season and go from there.
How good would it be to get a first win on the board against Fremantle?
Obviously, any round one win is fantastic. If it's a derby, great as well. We're just excited to suit up and to put in place what we've been doing, throughout this longer pre-season under Michael, and give ourselves the best chance of starting the season really well. So it's an exciting time, and obviously Fremantle are a really quality opposition, and we'd really like to test ourselves and see if we can get the better of them round one.
Is there a bit more meaning to it though? I mean, the long-standing sort of rivalry, and they kind of, as you mentioned, been a big sister for a while now. Is there a bit more sort of to it?
I don't know, obviously for the fans there's a fair bit to it. I think in the earlier years, through the sign and trade when there was a bit of changeover, perhaps there was a bit of heat in the first couple of years, but not so much now. We see them as any other opposition. They're a quality team, like I said, and we look forward to the challenge of playing them and trying to bring our best football and execute as best as we can. So we're looking forward to the challenge. It's nice to be playing, when we say home round one, obviously it's Fremantle's home game, but to be here in Perth before that stint away. So to have some family and friends and all the fans be able to attend the game, that's really important too.
And the trip away probably affects you a little bit more as a mum. How are you managing that?
Yeah, it definitely does. Some challenges there with the thought of, going away for an extended period of time. My daughter will stay because of school. Obviously some challenges there, but I've got a great support network obviously here at home and with the team, and we'll just manage it week by week and do the best we can to make it a really quality time when we're away. We're there to play football, we're there to perform, and we're there to win as much as we can. So that's what the focus is, and we'll come back and, life will go on.
I guess the chance to be full-time footballers, as the others have spoken about, that must be exciting to put yourself in that environment for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think, a layer that we're probably not talking about is a lot of the girls that go away still have to work remotely. So there is that aspect of still juggling work and the football commitments while we're there as well. But I think obviously being able to live with the team, train throughout the day, have different times and different opportunities with that, have more line meetings, things that we don't have access to at the moment, it's going to be really beneficial for our football development.
How hard is it as a group to balance being positive about, being on the road and being full-time footballers and in the group all the time, balancing that with also understand that it is, a bit stressful going away for an extended period, it is a bit frustrating. How do you do that as a group?
Well, I think it starts within the leadership group. We talk about the way that our attitude and enthusiasm and the way that we want to approach this situation. And the reality of it is it's not us alone in this. Every other sporting code's going through this right now, and they're all making sacrifices for their season to go ahead. and we're still blessed with the opportunity that our season is going to go ahead, and we want to make the most of it. So it's only temporary as well. You know, like I said, we'll go away, we'll come back, and life will go on. So we're going to focus on making the most of this opportunity that we've got, and playing our best possible football throughout this period.
And talking about the top teams of the competition, is there anyone you have your eye on that you think is the clear standout this year?
Oh, look, I think there's a lot of quality teams in the competition, and from season to season, there's always teams that come out and surprise you. I think Collingwood are going to be pretty well placed this year. You know, they've recruited well, they've had a strong list and they've been building, and obviously Melbourne as well, but let's just wait and see.
It was the lead up to the Derby last year where you ended your season incidentally. Have you been a bit more careful around the house and everything this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think when something like that happens, it forces you to make sure that you're just that extra careful when you're in the kitchen or when you're doing other things like that. But, you know, accidents happen, whether it's on the field and off the field, and you just move on. And I'm fortunate I've had a really good recovery, and my surgeon was brilliant, and I've had no issues since it. So, just looking forward always.
How are you placed this season? I mean, looking back across your career, you've had a magnificent career. Obviously, last year didn't go sort of according to plan. But the kind of season that you're aspiring for, where does it sort of rank?
Oh, I'm not really sure how to answer that question. I think every year I go in with the mindset that I want the team to perform as best as we can, and you know, within my leadership role over the last 3 years within the team, you know, my focus has been heavily on how can I develop this group of girls and help best support the team so that we can perform the best that we can, so we can get close to winning that premiership in the time that I've got left in my career. As for myself, I go about the same way as I do every other year in how I prepare, and try and prepare as best as I can. You know, pre-season, before we even enter the track with the team, I'm doing everything that I can to get my body as fit and as strong as possible, and that's been the same this year as it has every other year, and the excitement is the same as it is every other year, and maybe that bit more actually because I have been out for a period of time. But you know, obviously getting a look at some different roles as well over the last couple of years, off half-back too, which adds in another element to my game, and having some versatility there as well. And, you know, for me, I just want to perform the best that I can for the team and give us the best chance of, you know, reaching our potential and being as successful as we can.